I said, yo, what's good? It's your boy Ironman Smitty, and I'm back with another video, but this time we're gonna do things a little different. This video is gonna be about FTP. What is FTP? FTP stands for Functional Threshold Power. And yeah, I know, you probably done an FTP test, right? But if you haven't, it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. I'm gonna put you on. Now, couple things to notate here, because I really had to look myself in the mirror and say, I've really been having some problems with holding my quote unquote road bike FTP versus my TT FTP. Your boy been doing Ironmans, right? So been doing a whole lot of things different from what I normally do on a road bike. And honestly, it's a completely different position. So yeah, this video is gonna help you, but it's not what you think. So look, I did a FTP test here recently on Zwift, and I made sure that I stayed in the TT position the entire time. So please believe, if you've been having any problems or issues or anything like that with, holding your quote unquote, I'm gonna call it road bike FTP, and those workouts have been very, very hard, well, yeah. This video is definitely for you, because my FTP on my road bike is around 300, 305. However, it's a lot harder to hold in a TT position. So yeah, let's get into it. So I'm gonna break down what probably, I haven't seen a lot of videos online talk about it, but we'll kind of look at, how I'm doing in my FTP test, and I'll give you that number at the end, because I could really care less, I mean, I'm not making anything off of it. So, I mean, it is what it is, you feel me? So, yeah, let's get into it here. So, as you can see, I got, got the FTP test on Zwift that's loading up now, and we're gonna load into, knowing me, it's probably Watopia. TikTok is the flattest. Not that it really matters. I mean, you could do it on any level you want to do it on Zwift, but yeah, we are going to get that all locked and loaded. I am doing it with a heart rate monitor. I have the Zwift called on a TacX Neo 2T. So yeah, as you can see, that's what I'm rocking in the bottom right. And then yeah, we're gonna get into it. It says finish in 45 minutes, but nah, we done in 17, you feel me? So we're gonna get all warmed up, and yeah, we're gonna really start talking about this, you feel me? So let's go ahead and get into it. Yeah, dig. So as I get into it, a couple of thoughts that came in my mind in general, just talking about this, and just in general, is I've done an FTP test in the past. I've done multiple FTP tests, and one thing that has been fine on my road bike, when I took my road bike and put it on a trainer, I've noticed that the workouts were hard, no matter if it was a threshold workout, a VO2 max workout, heck, even a zone 2 workout. Like, those zones were adequately measured to where the FTP test created my zones, and I was able to train, the way that you should be in a sense. So in doing that, I realized, like, okay, well, maybe I should do that with my TT bike, being that I just did an Ironman, and I feel like I wasn't able to hold the power that I'm used to holding. And hold that thought, your boy got to plug in. I done forgot. back like I never left. But yeah, I mean, I realized that the amount of power that I was holding on my road bike was not the same amount of power that I was able to hold during my Ironman, which it was just a big discrepancy. So I said, well, you know what? Even though I was training in the TT position or trying to, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like I started out with my regular road bike FTP, and a lot of my workouts as I was training for Ironman Lake Placid it was hard, it was difficult. Like it almost felt like, man, this isn't possible, you know. And like I said, I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about this, but you know, if you have a TT bike and you're training on a TT bike, you're gonna want to take an FTP test in the TT position and see what your FTP is gonna be in the TT position. It's very, very important, because then I feel like you get an adequate sense of how to train, get those training zones for you being in a TT position and being 100%. Like you're gonna want to train in the TT position for the Ironman as well. And then as you're doing your bricks and you're hopping off the bike and you're going to run, you're gonna wanna make sure that, you know, those zones are honed in, right? So that's basically what this is about. So it was like a 5-minute free ride. I'm a speed up here a bit and kind of get right into we had 1 minute at 100 watts. Zwift is sitting here talking to you. It's a seated test, and that, you know, stay seated, don't get up whatsoever, and then, you know, just kind of keep going through that. I'm gonna go ahead and just speed it up a little bit, and you can kind of see it's 1 minute intervals. So 1 minute at 120, 1 minute at 140, 1 minute at 160, 1 minute at 180, and it continues on. So I'm gonna get to the part where I was really starting to feel the FTP test. Like it's not gonna be easy, right? So you can kind of see here now we're at 1 minute at 200 watts. And as you can see, I'm sitting in the TT position the entire time, something that I never done in the past. I kind of just took my road bike FTP and thought that, oh, well, this is my FTP. I can, you know, kind of just use this as a measure to kind of get those training zones. But no, sir, not at all. You're gonna want to make sure that you're in the TT position, as you can see from the bottom right. So I'm gonna fast forward here. Man, I was really starting to feel it. I felt good, but at the same time, it was just, as each minute went on, it just got harder and harder. As you can see, I'm 1 minute at 260, and I'm really starting to feel it. And oh, one call out too, and I'm gonna make sure that I have this in the description, is that I'm doing this and this is not me fresh. So this is me, when we talk about like durability, your ability to basically cycle on tired legs. Anytime you do, at least for indoors, right? I can't really talk about outdoors. Like I'm gonna talk about indoors, and if you have an indoor setup, you're gonna wanna make sure that you're training appropriately and that you're not fresh. Think about it. It doesn't make sense. Like if you were to train and be fresh and you have this high FTP, you're probably not gonna be able to make those hard workouts, because day after day training, whether you're swimming, biking, running, like you're not gonna be 100%. Your body's not gonna feel great every time. So guess what? I decided to do this FTP test off GP of me like not being 100%. So I'm doing this FTP on tired legs, and at the very end of the video, you're gonna see what my FTP is, and it showed. I mean, it was almost 60 watt difference, which is crazy. So yeah, just wanted to call attention to that. That's probably the theme of the video here. Don't do a FTP fresh. Do it tired. Do it on tired legs. If you do that, more than likely it's gonna give you a better indicator of where your durable FTP is. I made that up, but I'm basically saying it'll give you a good number that you can train at from day to day, right? And you're never gonna be fresh from day to day, especially training for an Ironman. Like, it's stupid. Like, you're training to swim, you're training to cycle, you're training to run. Like, you're going to be tired. So you might as well get that FTP on tired legs. It just makes sense, and it's working for me. So just thought I would share that nugget. So yeah, I'm currently now on going into 320 watts for 1 minute, and I can tell that the test here, I mean, my heart rate, I will say I do have a very high max heart rate, but the way that my legs were feeling on this test, because I am tired, I'm doing this test on tired legs, I don't even think my heart rate went past 175, to be honest. However, I know in real life, you know, if I am fresh, I can go well over 200. It is what it is. Don't know how it works. Don't blame me. I'm just the messenger. I'm looking at the data. As you can see, I'm 20 seconds into 320 watts, and also keeping my cadence what I would regularly keep it, right? So I mean, I got a 90 cadence here. I normally would stay anywhere between 80 and 90. So you want to make sure that your FTP is realistic as well. Like, if you're sitting holding 50 cadence or 60 cadence, but that's not ideally what you normally average, then, you know, I mean, it's not gonna be real, you know what I mean? So just kind of keep that in mind. So you can see here now, I kind of hit the wall. It is what it is. I was really starting to feeling it, and yeah, my new FTP was, I want to say 241 watts. So I'm going to train on that, and hopefully I'm going to stay in the TT position the entire time as I train, and I will keep you updated on how that works. And yeah, we'll go from there. I'm thinking it'll just give me a more realistic training schedule. So as I, you know, run 2 to 3 times a week, and I bike 3 to 4 times a week, and I swim 2 to 3 times a week, it'll allow me to complete my workouts, which is key, right? You want to make sure you're completing your workouts, but if you were to quote unquote use your road FTP that you knew that, you know, you were set at, whatever the case may be, for me it was 300 watts. Like, that's not going to be the case. So I think that is really going to be what it is that we're talking about here. So going into it, make sure without a doubt that you know, make sure that you think about it. At least try it out. Because if you're not able to hold what you're accustomed to holding on your quote unquote road bike, you're not gonna be able to hold that in the aero TT position, you know? But anyway, that's the tips and tricks for today. It's your boy Ironman Smitty. Hopefully I helped a little bit. Like I said, I don't see a lot of people talking about this, so yeah, I want to drop something. And if y'all wondering what this is a weighted vest, 20 pounds. I'm always working out, even when I'm making videos. And I'm not working out. Let's get it. The outro. Peace.